Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. For today's video, I'm going to go over creating, maintaining, and tips for having a YouTube channel. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to grab your notepad so you can take some notes, and I hope you learned something from this video. Alright, so it's 2020. You may be wondering, is it too late to start? YouTube has been around for years and there's so many successful people, but when you look at when they started, it says anywhere from 6 to 10 years ago. Don't compare yourself. First of all, YouTube is an amazing platform with so many opportunities, no matter when you started, what you do. Key is to get started and to be you. So I want to get started here. I have a list that I'm going to be going over with you. Just keep in mind that these tips are in no particular order. As always, if you ever have any questions, comment down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. Again, no particular order. Let's get started. So I want to start by saying that no matter when you get started, it's a great way to turn your passions into your job. But it's also just a place to have fun, a place to just let your creative juices flow. Just like anything, if you're doing something for the money, if you're doing something just because everyone else is doing it, if you're doing something and it just doesn't feel right, it's going to be hard to be successful. It's going to be hard to keep going. So my number one tip is to do YouTube because it's something that you're passionate about. It's something that you always wanted to do. It's something that you're doing for you. It's not something that you're trying to do because everyone else is doing it or because you want to try and make money or for whatever other reason. So a really helpful tip is to pre-record videos. One of the amazing things about being able to work on the internet and creating videos, having a YouTube channel is, yes, it requires a lot of work, but it's also can be really flexible if you're good about managing your time, having a schedule, and working smarter, not harder. One of the things that I follow and is amazing for me because I'm not like constantly having to record video after video is to pre-record. But recording 2 videos in one weekend or 4 videos in one weekend, depending on if you put 1 video out a week or 2 videos out a week, you're already 2 weeks ahead. You also want to set aside time for editing your videos, but that's really easy, especially nowadays when you could do so much from your phone. Depends on the type of video. Not everything can be recorded. So that brings me into my next advice. I kind of talked about it a little bit in the pre-recording, but it's important to set a schedule. Set certain days of the week where you film, certain times of the day maybe when you edit, set times for research, even an upload schedule. It's really important. Think about it. When you have a favorite TV show or series, they're consistent and you get hooked. But if a show's on every Thursday, you know when to expect a video. You're gonna wait for that video, you're gonna get hooked, and you're gonna be excited. If you train your viewers and you have a schedule, your viewers are gonna stay with you. As long as they enjoy your content, they're gonna always check back, and then say you just stop uploading, they're kind of gonna lose interest. Kind of just like if you started a TV show and let's say it just stopped. You're gonna be disappointed. You might not be as into whatever show you're watching anymore, and it's just really gonna mess up the flow. So it's really important to set a schedule, not only for so you don't get burned out or so that you aren't organized, but also so that you can maintain your channel and your viewers know what to expect from your channel. So for this next tip, it's really important to be consistent. I kind of brushed into this in the last tip, but it's important to be consistent. You should upload the same amount of videos every week, whether you decide to upload once a week, twice a week, and it really would be helpful as well to upload at the same time every week. The more you're consistent, the more that your viewers are gonna know what to expect, and they're gonna be able to commit to your channel. It's gonna be easier for you because if you're consistent, you kind of get into a routine, and sometimes that's really important for us, especially when we have so much other stuff going on in our life. This is really important. It's important to be you, whether you're wanting to get started and there's just things that you just don't like about yourself. People are gonna love about you because that's what makes you you. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you stand out from someone else, even if they're doing the same thing. Being you is a way to connect with your audience. Just think about it. Think of like a famous person or just somebody that you connect with. There might be something that you love about them. They have something going on that you also have going on. When you're you and when you're honest and when you take the time to be relatable, it's easier to connect with your audience, and they're going to connect with you. Don't be afraid to be you. Not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone's gonna agree with you, but that's what makes us all unique, and that's a beautiful thing. All right, so this one, practice. A lot of YouTubers, they talk about their first video, they talk about how their first videos were awkward. Maybe they learned to speak better the more videos they did. It's good to have practice, not only in getting you familiar with speaking in front of a camera, but in editing and speaking and demeanors. Maybe you're the type of person who, I mean, not everyone's great at speaking in front of the camera. It's a skill. Maybe you speak and then you're always saying like. That's something that people could be turned off to. So it's really important to practice what you're going to talk about so that you're not stuck kind of on the spot, just trying to think of what to say, because again, that's going to show on camera. You also want to be sure to look into the camera and make eye contact. You want to look at your viewers. You don't want it to look like you're off staring in space, just talking to people, you know. It's hard to connect with someone that way. So you want to practice. It's okay to make a couple of videos and then maybe not upload them. I've done that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and even still, once I get further into my journey, I'm sure I'm gonna look back on my videos as I grow and just be like, oh, cringe. But you know what? That's part of the fun, honestly, and it's part of just growing. Next, it's really important to have a list of ideas. It's gonna help you not stress over video ideas every week. A helpful thing that I do is I keep a notebook or a notepad sheet on my phone, because I seem to get the best ideas when I'm going on with my day and I'm in the middle of something. So I just jot down my ideas, and then from there I schedule my ideas, I do research if needed, I take notes, and that's a great way to not put yourself on the spot or fall behind in your channel. So for this next tip, it's a really hard thing that people struggle with, but it's really important if you want to have a successful channel. Choose a niche, and then everything around your video should be centered towards that. Think about it. You might follow one person for fitness and another person for recipes, someone else for fashion. If one person is doing all of those, they're not going to be really great at that one thing, and it'll be harder to connect with the audience who may not be interested in all of those things. So it's really important to create a niche. You might be trying to figure out a niche. Maybe you could start a vlog channel, start a prank channel. Those do really well. Again, you don't want to start something just because it's doing well. You want to start something because you're passionate about it, because down the line, if you're doing something just because it's doing well, you're not going to stay committed, you're going to lose interest, and it's really going to show in your videos. When you're passionate about something, it's going to show. So choose something that you're interested in and have fun. Another thing that could be helpful is to create a just for fun channel, and then as you get into what you want your channel to be about, do more of a formal business or niche channel. That way You can still have fun making whatever videos you want, but at the same time you have your niche and you have your centered channel to where you could grow an audience, connect with people who are really into that one thing. Alright, so this is another hard one that you may struggle with, and that's choosing a name for your channel. It's not easy to come up with names. Your name might be taken. Your name should be something that you feel represents your channel. It's something that represents you. It's kind of like your brand. So take time, research, and choose a name. Make sure it has a good meaning behind it, and own that name. That's your channel, that's your name, and that's what's going to represent the content you provide. But when you first get started, it's really great to have videos where you're introducing yourself, introducing your channel. So it's really great to have an intro video. In some instances, you'll also want to do a Q&A. You might also want to do your favorites, just as another fun way for your viewers to get to know you, to connect with you. So for the next tip, I have your YouTube art, the banner art, or your thumbnail art. I also have your About Me section, social media links, your contact email. You want to fill out all of these things just to make your channel stand out, to make the channel more branded, to make the channel unique in its way. If you guys are interested, I could create a more detailed video about creating a banner, creating a channel video thumbnail, writing your About Me, including your social medias and your info in your details under your videos. I could go into that all further, but these are really important things to include on your channel. Another thing that you will have to use when having a YouTube channel is video equipment and software. When you're just getting started, you can literally pick up your phone and start a channel. As you grow, obviously you'll want better quality stuff, things that make it easier, and we could go into all of that if you guys are interested in another video. But if you're interested in getting started, again, just pick up your phone, download an editing program, or depending on your phone, you might already have a built-in editing program, or you could use one on your computer, and just go for it. I talked about this a little bit before, but it will also help you connect with your audience to be more interactive. Ask your audience questions, have them comment below so that it's like you're speaking to them. It's a great way to build an audience that supports you, an audience that follows you, and an audience that can relate to you. And when people relate to you, they support you, and you create your own little fan base or community of people that just will be there for you as your YouTube journey grows. Another tip, it's very, 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 very important to not compare yourself. If you compare yourself, you're not going to be successful, and that's just a fact. You're constantly going to be hard on yourself, you're never going to think you're good enough, and you're not going to be you. And when you're you, it's when people connect and can relate, and it's when people like you. Because if every person doing something was the same, think about it, it's not going to be as fun. You're not going to connect to just one person, and it's quite frankly just going to be boring. So don't compare yourself, it's not going to do any good. And why would you compare yourself if you're so different from someone else? Even though we all are very similar in different ways, comparing yourself is something you should definitely not do when trying to start, grow, or when you have a YouTube channel. It'll just put you in a bad mood and hinder your success. This is a good one. It's to take a couple of takes. When you're recording something, maybe do a couple of redos, especially when you're first starting out and you're learning to get comfortable with speaking in front of the camera. You might want to re-say something, pause, give yourself time to take a break, drink some water, re-say a statement. Depending on how far you are into a video, sometimes I say either re-say something, pause, if you mess up, say it again. But you don't necessarily have to stop the camera just to re-say something. It's easy to edit something out, and as you go on, you'll also get better at editing. So don't worry about it. Again, don't be perfect, just have fun. Another great tool is to download the YouTube Studio app. It's a great way to use your phone just to check in on your channel and edit a few things, check out some analytics, just to stay connected when you can't be on a computer. When you're starting a YouTube channel, you want to be aware of your background, whether it's creating a consistent background so that you become familiar to your audience, or making sure that your background looks clean, it looks professional. What you put on camera says a lot about you. And although, like I say, don't be perfect, it really does say something when your video quality is great, when you have a nice background, and when you really put time and thought into what you're putting on camera. Another thing you really want to think about, whether you have a window area that you record, or you have a ring light or some kind of studio light, it's really important to make sure you have good lighting when you record. It's very hard to connect or even want to watch a video if it's like super dark. It's hard to see the person that's speaking and all that good stuff. So lighting and having a nice, clean, professional background will do a lot for your channel. So spend the time, and if you can, especially as you grow, create a studio area, an area where you don't have to reset up everything every time you want to do a video, because that could get really time consuming. Again, I always say work smarter, not harder. When you're doing a YouTube video, I mentioned doing takes. You also want to do a test run. You want to make sure your sound is good, the lighting is good, like nothing is showing on the camera how you may not want it to show, and all that good stuff. So do a test run. Practice makes perfect, but don't be perfect. Perfect isn't fun. You know, people need to relate, and they'll relate to you when you're not perfect. And the last thing that I want to talk about is it's kind of how to handle burnout. I kind of went into this in regards to talking about scheduling, but with YouTube, it's really important to be consistent, to stay relevant, and to have your channel maybe featured for people to connect with you, to check back with you, to follow you, to be involved in your channel. It's really easy to get burned out having to come up with content, depending on what that is, putting it all together to do video, editing, and all that good stuff, along with having your private life. It could be really hard, and you'll start to feel burnt out. So it's really important to pre-record, plan, be organized, and it's okay to take a break. When you go to work, a 9-to-5 job, you take vacations. Unfortunately, with social media, you do have to be consistent to stay relevant and for your channel to be recognized. But by pre-recording and being organized, you could give yourself a break. And then in turn, you'll be hopefully able to prevent burnouts. And again, just like anything in life, you might outgrow. People are not gonna do what they're doing forever, and that's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't do something for the money. Have fun and be you. So yeah, that was some helpful tips on creating, maintaining, and just having a YouTube channel. I hope you guys were able to get some great advice out of it. If you're interested in me going into detail on any of the things that I talked about, go ahead and comment below. I think YouTube, like I said before, is an amazing platform with amazing opportunities. It's a creative outlet for some. For some, it's how they make money. But YouTube, at the end of the day, is what you make it. So again, have fun, don't be hard on yourself, and you'll do great. All right, guys, take care, and thanks again for tuning in.